Hello everyone and welcome back to some more F1 My Team. Now today we're here for the Belgian Grand Prix at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Also, if you haven't seen the previous episode, I'll leave that one linked up in the top right for the British Grand Prix. Go watch it, it's absolutely crazy, especially the ending of the race. I can't describe what happened in that one, but it was nuts. Now, this weekend we're here at Spa and we start off with a marketing department event. Now there's been a bit of an issue on the old social media. Basically, Michael Schumacher has been a bit naughty and we have to decide if we're going to apologise for his actions or ignore and continue on. For this one though, we're going to apologise, publicly and, make right a wrong that Michael committed on social media, which sounds a bit weird to say, but anyway. Elsewhere, we're going to go ahead and throw on some activities as we approach a season break. I believe the final one before we enter the final races of the season. I think we have 6 more races to go after this one. We also have a sponsorship renewal, which we'll go ahead and also confirm. And with that, we arrive at the season break. Now, we're going to return from that with the Belgian Grand Prix on the agenda, and for this one we're going to look at the weather forecast really quickly, which promises to be dry and no rain forecast. A bit of overcast conditions on the race on Sunday, but other than that, dry conditions pretty much throughout the weekend. So into Q1 we go. The first part of qualifying, we're going to see if we can have a decent weekend. Of course, Silverstone, the pace was pretty strong actually. We was looking pretty decent. Qualifying let us down a bit around there, but the car seems to be working well, and so far this weekend we're pretty quick around here as well actually. I've got a decent setup on and we're really fast on the straights, which is good to see. Now, our first lap got invalidated through turn 9 as I ran a bit wide through the no-name corner. I went ahead and backed off. We're going to try and go for a second push lap, and you can see this time the lap is valid. We actually went purple through the second sector as well. So let's see what this lap is going to be. Can we get through on this set of tyres and, not have to go out again? We'll find out shortly as we make our way into the bus stop chicane. Hard on the anchors, down to third gear. Flick it right, flick it left. And now we're going to end the lap here as we open the DRS across the line. And it's going to be a 37.3. And we go P2, just a fraction off Max Verstappen. So that will do nicely as we move into Q2. Pretty safe lap, no dramas. And Michael though down in I think P15, having a bit of a shaky Q1 session. Now I want to mention one thing before we continue. I had an issue midway through this recording because I recorded the qualifying and the race separate. In between sessions there was an update to the game and it messed up all my mods. So for qualifying it's fine. For the race though, I had a few issues and you'll see shortly. But with that said, into Q2 I invalidated my first run, just cutting the inside of Malmedy after Les Combes. And that wasn't ideal. I decided to still push on though and go flat out to see what the lap would have been, and that way give myself a delta. Now for the final runs, I'm the only car out there. Nobody else went out for some reason. The AI didn't seem to go out again, so it's going to be us on our own for this one lap here in Q2. If we can just keep it nice and safe and within track limits, we should comfortably get through as the pace seems to be with us this weekend. So turn 1, a little bit scruffy, missed the apex and then had a bit of oversteer on the exit. Flat out through Eau Rouge and Radion as we're a little bit down on our previous lap so far. DRS open on the Kemmel straight as we now make our way into Les Combes. Braking at the 50, if not just after, down to 5th gear. Tap the inside curb and then take a bit more of the left-hand curb and then try to short shift to 6th and carry the speed through the exit. This time we don't invalidate at Malmedy as we head downhill towards turn 8. Nice braking, not locking up, keeping it nice and smooth. Then into turn 9, 5th gear, plenty of inside curb to rotate the car. And now we're up on our previous time. Into Pouillon, down 1 gear. We didn't quite catch the apex. We run a little bit wide and lose a bit of time as we now make our way into this right-left chicane. 5th gear, lots of inside curb to open up the left-hander. Again, using all the exit curb as well. Stavlo 1, short shift into 5th, trying to use all the runoff curb to open up Stavlo 2 as we go purple in the second sector. And now we're flat out all the way down this back straight into the bus stop chicane. Spot the braking around about, I'd say 75 meters is going to be what you want just after the 100 meter board, which is right about now. Pretty much as the curve appears on the left, down to 3rd, flick it left for the second part, and then easy on the traction as we short shift out of there across the line, setting a 37.2, which is a tenth quicker than our Q1 lap. And we go P2 once again, 9 1,000ths off Max Verstappen. And we're into Q3. Michael, though, out in P14, unfortunately. So, yeah, Michael not doing the best of jobs, to be fair. And I mentioned in the last episode when we renewed his contract, this is going to be his last contract with the team, regardless of whatever happens. We'll give him to the end of the season, but he won't be staying with us for the future. Into Q3 now, though. I went out on a U set of tyres as we invalidated just by a fraction in the Fang chicane. It was really, really close, but we just ran a bit wide and cut the inside a bit too much. So I went on to finish it up anyway, just to give myself a banker time, and it's going to be a 37.6 on pretty worn tyres, about 12% at this point. These were the old double run Q1 tyres. And we now move on to the final run of qualifying then. So we want to try and aim for at least a 37.2, which was our Q2 lap. Into turn 1, on the brakes, bit of a lock up on entry, exit, not quite on point, but we were still a tenth up here at this stage of the lap. We definitely could have been maybe a half a tenth more had we cleaned up the exit. Flat out through Eau Rouge and Radion, no real dramas through there. And the Camel Straight, of course, DRS wide open. Then you want to get ready for Les Combes. Again, we're going to spot the 50 ball on the left, bring the car all the way onto the curb, brake down to 5th gear, nice and late, flick it right, flick it left, and then flick it right again through Malmedy, shifting up to 6th on the way through. Down the hill into Ravage, turn 8, 3rd gear, short shift to 4th, and maybe even 5th if you need it. Turn 9, plenty of inside curb. We almost cut on the entry, but we invalidate on the exit as we just go in a bit too early, and I carried a bit too much speed, and unfortunately we invalidate. So we're done in qualifying. No lap for us as we're 3/10 up at this stage. I would have messed up anyway, as through here we didn't quite get the curb right, and at this stage I'm just overheating the tyres. By the time the lap finished, we was up by about 2-3 tenths by the looks of it, and yeah, it would have been a 37.37. So that would have been probably enough, yeah, for P2 anyways with that lap, but it was a scruffy Q3, a very scruffy lap, bottled it right at the end, and a shame because I think pole was in the cards. Max only done a 0.2, so I think we could have got pole, but instead we threw it away. Having said that, the pace looks good. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Either way, that's over qualifying, and we'll try and turn it around for the race. Hopefully you enjoy it. There are some issues with mods, so I do apologise for that in the race, but nonetheless, let's jump into it and let's turn that P10 into a race win.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Norris, George Russell and Leclerc, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ricciardo and Martinez, Sainz, Ocon, Nicholas Latifi and Michael Schumacher, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Christian Lundgaard and Nobuharu Matsushita, Mick Schumacher, Schwartzman, Eilert and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Now for this race, I'm going to be honest guys, I'm recording at nearly 2 AM for this one. The patch dropped recently for the new game, and it's the first time I've played on the My Team save since it's dropped, and pretty much the update has messed up all of my mods, and I've been trying to fix it, but I've done the best I can. I've tried to get most mods back, but not all of them. So hopefully for the next episode I'll have everything fixed. For this one though, you're going to see a few discrepancies. For example, the McLaren should be the original version. The track sponsors you saw in qualifying were back to default as well, and a few other things here and there basically. But other than that, our car should be the same, and that's what matters. So yeah, strategy for this race is going to be a soft medium, very simple one stop. Fuel wise, we're going to run minimum fuel, no rain forecast, but overcast conditions all the way through the race. But yeah, we're going to try and fight back and see if we can get the W, man. It's not going to be easy, but I think we've got a shot, and I think strategy is going to be really, really key. Now, like I mentioned, modding has kind of gone sideways a little bit, and I do apologise for that. If you could leave a like though, as I'm recording this pretty late in the day, I'd massively appreciate it. And yeah, let's get into the race and let's see how this goes. Okay, let's see how this goes. Let's get busy. 5 red lights here at Spa. And we're underway. Good start. We're going to get the jump on Ricardo. We're going to try and go nice and deep into turn 1. Bit of debris there. Flying across the track. But look at that. What a start up to P8. Absolutely fantastic. Jumping a bunch of cars. We're going to go side by side here versus Sainz, who I don't ever want to go side by side with, but luckily we get ahead.
An incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
Yep, makes sense. I mean, like I said, we did see some debris at turn 1 slide under our car, so some issues further back. In the meantime, though, trying to get stuck into this race. Need to try and use the soft tyre to our advantage and get aggressive to make some moves. Sonoda is going to be the first car to pass now in this little train. You can see being led by what looks to be George Russell. We're already pulling away from behind as the AI lose a bit of time. But let's see how the race goes, man. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have to try and get on pace. The AI are going to be super strong in the high-speed corners. We've got to try and, you know, work quite hard in the mid-speed and low-speed to try and pull that back. So, yeah, so far so good. We've gained 2 places. It's a positive start. Strategy, like I mentioned, will be key. And, of course, we've got one eye on Max Verstappen. So let's see how the race goes. For now, though, we're going to crank up the ERS. I think I could have a look at Sonoda here into the bus stop. You can see he's quite slow and we're pretty fast. We've got all of our ERS switched on here and Sonoda off the track. We're going to try and have a look here around the outside, which becomes the inside into the second apex, and I'm going to just run him out of road and make that move up into P7. Lovely jubbly. Right. Great first lap for a change. Making up 3 places. Up next is going to be Charles Leclerc. Let's go after it. I wonder if we can try and get Leclerc here. A similar move to the Sonoda one. We're going to turn the ERS on and just drain the battery all the way down this straight. It seems like the AI don't use it down here, so this is going to give us a great opportunity to make some moves. Here we go. Through Blanchimont, getting the run on Leclerc. Up the inside we go. Leclerc gives us a bit of a squeeze, but we're going to make it work anyway. Right on the outside, and we're through.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Important here to not use DRS on Lando Norris if we can avoid it. It's going to be close though. I think we've just managed to hold on. Crucially, very, very important to hold on to DRS. And there we go, we've got it. Yellow flag, turn 1 further back, I can see on the minimap. Something's happened. And Giovinazzi out of the race. Down to 21 runners. But crucially, no safety car or virtual safety car. We've got the pace right now, so I'm happy to not have one of those, to be fair, and just kind of crack on really. One by one, we're making our way through and getting past this traffic.
We're low on fuel. Start lifting and coasting. Let's conserve what we have left.
Purple sector 3, along with the purple sector 1, of course. Making use of the DRS. Trying to drop Leclerc here and put some pressure on Norris. It's going to be difficult because of the double DRS effect. Of course, Lando is within Pierre Gasly's DRS, but it does seem like we have some absolutely crazy straight line speed here. So I think we're definitely going to make some moves soon. Now that we've got to wait a little bit longer before we make the overtake on Lando. First warning for track limits there. Not ideal. But I don't think it'll be an issue. I'm just pushing quite a bit at the moment as I'm trying to make these moves. Speaking of which, here we go then. We're going to get the run on Lando here. Look how we close in on the Mercedes. Just by using the RS, man, we've got so much straight line speed. Wasn't quite able to make the move there. We locked up the left front, which isn't ideal. Overheating like crazy. We're up to 105 now.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
I'll have a look in a minute, Jeff. Let me sort this out first.
Got that confirmed.
I'm not too sure about that. I feel like the undercut could be a better option. Look at this though. Here we go. Closing in on Lando already. We know we've got the speed on the straight to get this one done. We're going to max out the limiter here. 352 into Lecom. Oh, just about getting the car slowed down there. Bit of a lock up on entry, but we're through. Up into P6. Next up, Pierre Gasly after that. George Russell. And then we're going Red Bull hunting. Nice and close to Pierre. Lovely turn 1. exit on point as well. Let's close the gap and try and slice past on the Camel straight. Oh, that's a big snap through there. Back end is right on the edge. Here we go. Gasly doesn't have DRS, so this should be an easy move. We're going to stay on the racing line and get this one before the brake zone. We lock up on entry and we clip the inside curb, which just unsettles the car a little bit. That inside curb at leg comp is always so deadly, man. Not ideal. Should have got that one done, really. Okay, let's try and get Pierre Gasly here. He doesn't have DRS in the pit straight. Oh, we almost ran to the back of him there. I'm just starting to overheat my tyres a little bit and just lock up a little bit, which is not helping. Now we're a little bit far back, but Gasly does not have DRS. So the pass shouldn't be impossible as we have a bit of a wobble through a Rouge and Radion. Here we go. Full power, full steam ahead. Can we get close enough before Les Combes? Yes, we can. Oh, what a move that is. That is lovely. What an overtake. Locked up the fronts on the braking, but we still managed to sail it around the outside. That's P4. Russell remains. The race winner, of course, last time out in Silverstone. Going very well again here at Spa as we get a stupid second warning again. Okay, so let's see what the Red Bulls do and let's see what Russell does strategy wise. If they don't pit, we're going to box and try to undercut. That's what we're going to go for. That should be a pretty powerful option for us.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Verstappen pits, Russell pits. I'm going to box as well. I'm going to go straight in and see if I can get Russell in the pit box here. Probably ain't going to work, but you never know. Russell might get held and that could give us the opportunity. I was hoping for Max to get held there by Russell and then us as well. Didn't quite work out though. Looks like George is going to get held, so this is it. This could be our chance. Yes.
Go now.
It's a super quick stop, 2.2 seconds.
After these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound.
What a sequence, and that is why I gambled with a pit stop. Russell got held by a Haas. It's in the hard tyre as well, which isn't going to help him, but yeah, we get the mediums on and we've made it work. So the gap to Max 5.8. We'll try and hunt him down. I'm not super optimistic, but this is now an undercut attempt on Sergio Perez for P2. Right, let's see how this goes. We're giving it absolutely full beans as Perez pits, and so does Michael.
Michael is in the pits. Michael in the pits.
Purple sector 3. Perez is on the inside right now, and there he is. We're close enough. We've made it work. We're going to have DRS, and this is going to be our best chance to pass him straight away, I think. Here we go. Perez is in full power mode, I can tell, because I'm not gaining anything, even with ERS. Let's just try and put some pressure on anyways. We'll maybe try and get him next lap or something. He's going to be in full power right now, so it's going to be hard to pass. But it's worked out. The undercut has put us in the mix now for P2. Okay, across the line.
You might want to start being a little more conservative with your fuel. We may not finish at this rate of usage.
New fastest lap. And we're close enough to Perez this time to have a little look. Let's see if we can close the gap a little bit more. And then really commit here through a Rouge and Radion. There we go. Lovely. No oversteer. Kept it nice and smooth. And now with the overspeed, we're going to walk past Perez. Let's try and use the momentum to set an improved fastest lap and chase after Verstappen here. Right, there should be an improved fastest lap. Dare I say, this could actually be an extra point. 39.0. About to drop Perez out of DRS range, but I don't think I quite will. Bit of a shame. It's going to be close. You can see the gap was briefly a second there, but Perez getting a good exit out of turn 1. We'll keep chipping away though. See now I can get the gap to Perez and at least solidify P2. I think Max has just got too much of a gap for me to really catch him. I could have done with him being held in the pit stops when we saw him box there with Russell, but you know, I can't have it all my way. Fair enough. You know, we got lucky with the Russell stop and that's enough for me. Right, we've managed to drop Perez, which is good. It says a lot about how much I'm pushing that I'm overheating the medium tyre. That's how hard we're trying to pull away. I will say I'm gradually chipping away at Verstappen. Gap to Perez now 1.6. Verstappen 3.5. I'm much faster, but they are so unbalanced around here. I'm literally flying and like I'm so much faster everywhere, but the AI just gained 7 tenths in P1. It's absolutely crazy. Even after the patch, where they're meant to be slowed down, they're still super overpowered. So yeah, we're chipping away, but Max has, you know, a benefit in P1 where he just gains half a second. But we're slowly making progress. I mean, look at this. This is me on the limit through P1. 3.5 tenths gone just like that. Gap now under 2 seconds. I think it's going to be one of them classic ones where
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
we're literally going to arrive with like 2 laps to go, and then the AI are going to turn their engine up and go full power, and he's going to drop me. So we need to catch him in the next lap and a half.
Some information on Latifi. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
So Latifi out of the race. Looks like no safety car VSC though. In the meantime, I'm still trying to push. This is realistically my last lap to get within a second of Verstappen, so I'm going to try and use all my battery. Let's see if by the end of the lap we are within a second, because we'll get within a second here or get near enough, but then we've got to get through P1, which is not exactly ideal for me. So close. Gap just under a second there for a split second. Don't think we're going to get DRS though. We kind of need it on this one, but this isn't one of my strongest parts of the track. There we go, the gap 1.1 still. Let's see. I'll get within a second now though, by the time the camel straight is finished. But I'm expecting Max to go into full power mode any moment now. Let's see. The longer it doesn't happen, the better. But there we go, we've got it under a second. Okay, I think Max is just literally right now gone to Super Saiyan mode. This is where I normally gain. Now we're starting to pull him in, but I think he's trying to use his battery. We're not even going to get DRS in the pit straight, I don't think. Oh, it's a massive double front lock up. Okay, we did get DRS here, which is good, but I don't think we're close enough. We need to be a bit closer than this. Yeah, damn it. Ah, I've tried too hard. And I think Max is going to go now. Yeah, he's going. I'm using the RS and he's pulling away. This is it. This is Max in God mode now. You can see the delta's just growing. Ah, damn it. One more lap. Well, we tried it. We almost won the whole damn thing, but Max holds on and survives. It is what it is. It's my L to take. We messed up qualifying, so I'll have to assume the consequences because the pace around here was so strong all weekend, qualifying and the race. Max wins though in Belgium, and we're going to come home from P10 on the route to P2 and with the fastest lap as well, which we'll absolutely take.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Well, there we go then. Job done for the race in Belgium. I'll take that. Very good result and some decent points again with the fastest lap. Verstappen wins and takes the full 25 home ahead of Perez in P3. So Red Bull get a 1-3, extending their Constructors' Championship lead. Gasly P4 ahead of George Russell again in the top 5. Very strong race from him ahead of Norris, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Ricciardo and Ocon. Michael misses out on the points in P11 along with Stroll, Lundgaard, Sainz, Bottas, Matsushita, Ilott, Mick Schumacher, Mazepin, Schwartzman, and then Latifi and Giovinazzi out of the race. In the standings, Max leads by 12 points heading into, I believe, Monza is the next race. Perez still in the mix in P3 and only 9 points or 11 points behind us, sorry. Gasly up to P5 with that point scoring finish and Ricciardo up into the top 10. In the Constructors though, we're P2, 30 points ahead of Mercedes and 114 off Red Bull. So yeah, not too shabby. Either way, it is what it is. It's 2 AM guys, I'm going to go to bed. Hopefully you leave a like on the video because it's late, it's nearly 2 AM and mods have caused issues today. So yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the 2 videos on screen in a moment when those do eventually come up. As always, a massive thank you to the channel members for supporting my content. You guys are absolute legends. And yeah, that is it for the Belgian Grand Prix. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you all in the next one. I'm now going to go to bed, get some sleep, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, take care, and let's go from me.